Hi, my name is Sierra, and today we will be talking about Montessori approaches. Now, a Montessori education is based on the principles developed by a doctor named Maria Montessori. The goal of the Montessori approach is to grow children to become independent and responsible adults who share a love for learning. Okay, so the ideologies and the philosophies of the Montessori approach. So Montessori materials structure the program, and the program is surrounded by practical life, sensory, math, language, history, social studies, just the overall world around us. And the idea of Montessori is to give the children the opportunity to explore on their own. So they choose the materials that they want to interact with, and studies have shown that through um, these interactions and engaging all of their senses, they're better able to understand complex concepts. So putting materials in front of the children, allowing them to manipulate them and play with them on their own, um, and without you telling them to, they actually learn about those materials and their properties and how to the various ways that they can be used a lot better than you just giving them information or, just writing it on a piece of paper. It's a lot easier for them to understand things when they manipulate them on their own accord. So the education is based on freedom and discipline. So the idea where they have the freedom to explore, they have the freedom to engage in various materials. However, it's not like a mad place. You can't just run up and down. You can't hit people. Like, there are rules in place. There's a structure in place, although the children do have freedom. The environment is supposed to encourage independence and self-discipline. So again, the idea where you're choosing to engage in a certain activity, you have to respect the materials and the people around you, but also like you're taking it upon yourself, or the child is taking it upon themselves, I should say, to make the decision to be disciplined or to be respectful in that environment, and they are accountable for that. Observation is the primary source of information. So checklists, portfolios, running records, and adopter records, just observing the children is how the teachers know, what stage they're at in their learning and can confirm that they're actually retaining information and confirm that they're actually learning in this environment. The image of the child represented by the Montessori approach, self-regulating, like I was saying, they do things on their own accord, and because they're choosing to do something, they're deciding their behavior in that environment as well. Reality-based, most of the activities in the Montessori approach is practical. It's, learning how to use a broom, learning how to interact, learning how to like mix some cake. It's really just taking everyday materials and having them learn in an environment that's comfortable and familiar to them. For example, like personal care, learning how to wash your hands, taking care of the environment, sweeping, just free play where they just learn social skills and they learn how to communicate and interact with one of each other. There's intelligent, active, self-writing. So all these things where it's like, just letting the child know that they are capable, and just believing in the philosophy where you let the children, um, you have to like trust the child knows, or trust the child will know. And if a child does know and they do know how to do something, you allow them to do things on their own. You don't step in and do it for them because it's faster, easier. You give a child, the opportunity and the space to learn, reinforce learning, confirm they know something, and make it a habit for their everyday lives. Montessori and modern tradition. Now, the modern tradition is all the theories developed after World War I. So you guys have an idea of the period that this started. The curriculum has a broader focus. It's not just academics. So like I was saying before, it's not like just sitting and 1 + 1 is 2 and you're spewing information at them that's like academically progressive. They learn everyday life skills. They learn practical skills, social, emotional, communication skills. It's not just math, science, English, the standard, you know, academic topics. And many theorists look at the behavior approach. So these theorists at the time suggested that the children's learning happened as a result of how they respond to their behavior. For example, the environment influences their behavior. So if they're in a positive environment, they'll have a positive attitude. If they have a chaotic environment, they may exhibit signs of stress and inappropriate behaviors. It was also seen that positive reinforcements like rewards encourage positive behavior. And in retrospect, too, negative reinforcements exhibited negative behaviors. So that's when you get the retaliation and the aggressive behavior came with that as well. So this is just also keeping in mind, just acknowledging a child's behavior and how the environment influences their behavior. And the environment includes the parents, the educators, their peers, and the actual physical space that they're in. And I guess going into that further, the role of the educator. The teachers are facilitators for the young people. They prepare the environment for learning. And in that, they are the nurturers. They have to ensure the child's well-being and safety. There are other partners in learning, so you guys are learning together. It's not, again, like in other theories in other schools, this public school system that most of us grew up in, it's not everybody sitting at the desk and the teacher's just giving you information. You're a partner. You guys are learning together. So the teacher is preparing the materials and helping you through your learning. And they guide you through what you're doing and what you're learning because, children do need guidance to figure out things, or, the teachers will suggest little things or put things in their mind. To help further guide their learning. So it's just taking their learning like one step further. The environment is supposed to promote the child's independence. So the environment should be a safe place where they can explore, where they can move on their own accord without, being injured or without just go flying off the rails in a sense. It allows exploring and learning in the process. It promotes freedom, self-discipline, and it makes it possible for a child finds an activities or response to evolutionary needs. Studies have shown that children often gravitate to things that they are comfortable with, but also things that they're curious about and they want to learn. So a child may not necessarily know how to put on their jacket by themselves, but if you have an environment, let's say like a dramatic play area, where they can go and try on different clothes, like they're developing that skill. So the environment is supposed to facilitate that freedom to learn and to practice and to manipulate objects. And here is an example video of what this Montessori style looks like in action. Okay, I just want to stop right there just to make a note. As you see, we all noticed from the time he came in, this young boy Jackson, from the time he came in, he immediately put his own jacket away, put his stuff away, and found his own activity. You notice that there's no facilitator or teacher telling him like what to do and when to do. Like he now knows, like he's taking it upon himself. And this is the whole Montessori style where you see the spontaneous self-discipline. So he knew when to come in to put his stuff away, and from there he began to explore all the items on his own. And you saw a couple times in the video the teacher would step in to just help him with a certain material or to get something ready, but for the most part, like he's doing everything on his own. And through there you see the practical skills as well. You see him washing the dishes, you see him cleaning the windows, and that's like a part of our everyday life. But everything that he's doing in this video, it's self-driven, self-motivated, and he's doing everything on his own, which is like the beauty of this approach and overall like the whole process or the whole point of this approach. So the Montessori influencers. So as we know, Maria Montessori believed children learn best in the environment that supports their natural desire to acquire skills and knowledge. So she created this approach essentially, but other people influenced her, like Frederick Froebel. He believed play is the highest expression of development in childhood. So he believed through play is how you would really know what level the child's development is at or what they're capable of, what they're doing, because they're comfortable, they're free, there's no pressure, it's not aided, it's not just blind repetition. Like the child knows what they're doing when they're in play and they're doing it on their own accord, which confirms their learning. And there's Johann Heinrich Pestalozzi. He believed that children should learn through activities and objects. So again, taking away the idea of sitting in a classroom, for example, or just through basic conversation, somebody just giving you information. He believed that children should sit down and be able to touch and feel and taste and smell and manipulate the objects, and through that they will learn the activities, they will learn about the materials, they will learn practical skills, the absolute best. So with these two people, these two gentlemen actually influenced Maria to create this, the Montessori approach, the Montessori style of learning, and my resources. And that concludes my presentation today. I hope you guys enjoyed it and you guys learned about the Montessori approach. Thank you.